Good morning, sixth grade. Today we are going to have you comparing fractions. Tomorrow we'll work on the ordering part, so today is just going to be comparing. There's two ways that we'll do this. One of them is by using the least common denominator, and one of them is cross-multiplying, and I'm going to show you both of those. So I'm going to start with the least common denominator method. Keep in mind when we were adding fractions last week, if they did not have the same denominator, we needed to first make them have the same denominator. And when we do that, we're using the least common multiple of the two denominators. But since we are, working with fractions, we call it the least common denominator. It means the same thing as least common multiple. So in this case, my denominators of the fractions I'm comparing are 3 and 12. It's very easy to change a 3 into a 12. Since 12 is the least common multiple. So you can see here that that's how they started. They multiplied 3 times 4 to be 12. And again, anything you do to one part of the fraction, you need to do to the other. So we need to multiply the numerator by 4 as well. So 1/3 has been turned into 4/12. And now, because they're both written as 12ths, 4/12 and 5/12, it's very easy now to compare them. So obviously 5/12 is greater than 4/12, and we could even rewrite that as 5/12 is greater than 1/3 using that original fraction, because it had started as 1/3 and we changed it to 4/12 just so we could simplify it. So let's take a look at a couple other examples. Looking at these denominators, I'm going to start actually with example 2. Because I notice in example 2 that the least common multiple is one of my denominators already. It's the 8. It's very easy to change a 4 into an 8. So I'm going to change this 4 into an 8, and I do that by multiplying by 2. So if I'm multiplying the denominator by 2, I multiply the numerator by 2. And 3 times 2 would be 6. Then now I can see that these two fractions are actually equal. Every now and then when we do this, I do have a few kids who might recognize, when they first started this problem that, hey, 6/8, that can actually simplify. And it can. If you divide 6 and 8 by 2, you're going to get 3/4. So it's okay to also compare the fractions that way. If you happen to notice that one of them could be simplified, you could do that and see if that makes a difference. Now for questions 1 and 3, just looking at the denominators, 12 and 8. One of the things I tell my kids is look at the smaller denominator, the 8. Can you change it into a 12 with multiplication? And the answer is no. So I need to think about what the least common denominator of 12 and 8 would be. You could do a cake if you needed to. So we could do a cake to figure out the least common multiple. And if you think 12 and 8, both divide by 4, get 3 and 2. 4 times 3 is 12, 12 times 2 is 24. Hopefully, you're good enough with your math facts that maybe you came up with 24 on your own. So we would have to change both of these to be 24. 12 times 2 is 24, so 5 times 2 is 10. 8 times 3 is 24, so 3 times 3 is 9. And now I can see that 10/24 or 5/12 is greater than 9/24 or 3/8. Moving on to number 3. Same thing, I have a 7 and a 6, so I'm thinking about what the least common multiple of 7 and 6 is, or what I could change them to be the same. And in this case, the only thing I can come up with is 42, which is what I get when I multiply them. So if I change both of these denominators to be 42, 6 times 7 is 42, and 1 times 7 is 7. 7 times 6 is 42, and 2 times 6 is 12. And now I can see that 12 over 42 is greater than 7 over 42. Now, I'm going to use this slide to, again, point out that sometimes one of the denominators is the least common multiple. And so these ones we can do pretty quickly. This would be like number 2. It would be very easy to change an 8 into a 16. Number 5, it would be very simple to change a 3 into a 9. And looking through the rest of these, I actually don't see any others that would work for. So we would have to find the least common multiple. Now I'm going to hang on to this and come back in just a moment because I want to talk to you about the other method for comparing fractions, because it might be an option that you prefer for some of these other questions here. And so the other option that we can use when we compare is to cross multiply. When you cross multiply, you are multiplying, as you can see here, the first denominator, 7, gets multiplied across times 3. And that answer would be 21. And it's important that I put that answer over here on this side. So I have to follow this direction, 21. Again, then 5 times 4 in the opposite direction is 20. And I can use these numbers to compare 21 is greater than 20. So this can be a really quick way to compare fractions. Also, you just have to make sure that you are writing the correct product in the right place. So if I look at this second example, 3 times 4 and the 12 goes over here. 7 times 2 and the 14 goes over here. If you would mix those up and put them in the wrong places, then you're going to end up comparing the wrong numbers. And the last example for that one, 10 times 2 is 20, 5 times 4 is also 20, so we can see that they're equal. So let me go back to this slide. I mentioned numbers 2 and 5. Those would be very, very simple to do the least common denominator method because I'm only changing one fraction. For these other problems where I might have to change both of the fractions, maybe you would choose cross multiplying as a better way to solve the problem because it might be a little less work. So if I cross multiply in number 1, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 7 is 56, 12 times 5 is 60. 2 times 6 is 12, 7 times 1 is 7. So you can get the idea here. So for comparing, you have 2 options. And really, you might actually end up doing both of them. If you see a problem like number 2 or 5 where, oh, you know what, I can change an 8 to a 16 very quickly, and I can see that that's times 2, so I can see they're equal. If you don't recognize that the denominators are easy to change, then you might choose cross multiplying. There's one more thing that I would like to show you with comparing, and then we'll give you some time to practice. So you'll notice on these questions that there are mixed numbers. So when you're comparing a mixed number, you really don't need to worry about the 2 so much since they're the same. And I'm really just comparing the 3/8 and the 8/24. This would be one where I wouldn't want to cross multiply. Because it would involve having to do 24 times 3, and I can't really do that in my head. So I'm always looking for ways, that will save me less time. So it's easy to change an 8 to a 24. So I'm going to do common denominator method for this one. That was times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, and the same thing is true really for these other 2. I recognize that the denominator can change easily. I did want to show you or just kind of mention that sometimes when you compare the fractions, keep a lookout to see if any are improper. So, let's say I was comparing 12/9 and 7/8, right? Before you even get into common denominator, cross multiplying, recognize 12/9, that's a mixed number, right? So that means that it's over 1. So it's automatically going to be greater than 7/8, which isn't even 1. So pay attention to improper fractions. There could be cases where you need to convert an improper fraction to a mixed number. before you compare, or maybe you need to change a mixed number to an improper fraction before you compare. And by that, I mean, let's say I was comparing, I'm going to keep the 12/9. Let's say I'm comparing 12/9 to 1 2/3, right? So it's kind of hard for me to tell. I know they're both over 1, but because 1 is improper and 1 is a mixed number, it's going to make it hard to compare. They really need to be the same. So I can either convert this to a mixed number, or I can convert this to an improper fraction. And because I think it's a little easier to change mixed numbers to improper fractions, that's what I'm going to do. So 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. This would be 5/3, and this would be 12/9. Now I can see, oh, you know what? It's real easy to change a 3 to a 9. That's times 3. 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, so then I can see that 1 2/3 is bigger than 12/9. So just keep in mind that if they're not in the same format, you really should change them before you compare them. So today in your practice, your 2 choices are to use least common denominator or cross multiply. And the notes that you see on this video are also posted on Schoology. So if you need to look back and see the steps for cross multiplying, I have them posted in Schoology. Okay, go do your practice questions now.